Namaskar, Namaste, and a very warm welcome you all in this inaugural session of the international webinar on toys and games to play, make and learn. First of all, we would like to apologize for this delay due to some unavoidable circumstances. This session is delayed, so please be with us. As we all know that India has a rich legacy in toy making. Historically, Indian toys date back to 5,000 years. The excavated toys and dolls found in Harappa and Mohenjo-daro included small carts, dancing women, etc. India has a rich culture of storytelling through its toys. Our ancestors have been preserving this culture by making toys which shows a perspective of life. The religious influence also led to a different set of toys depicting stories from epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata. Let's begin this session with high hopes and a commitment for the betterment of education in the entire world. So I would like to invite respected Professor Sridhar Srivastav sir, Director NCERT, for the welcome address.
A very good morning to you all. I also join in apologizing for a slight delay due to technical issue. In fact, I stand here to welcome you all in the inaugural session of this 2 days conference, international webinar on toys and games to play, make and learn. On this occasion, I welcome Honorable Minister of State, Education, Government of India, Professor Raj Kumar Ranjan Singh ji, whose virtual blessings we will be getting today. I also welcome respected Secretary, School Education and Literacy, Government of India, Madam Anta Karwal ji. I welcome the keynote speaker, Dr. Hashmukh Bhai Shah ji, who is Vice Chancellor, Children University, an university with great innovation and good initiations. And I welcome all the members of different committees, the member of the patron group, member of the advisory committee, members of the organizing committee. We had certain members from different institutions like IIT Mumbai, IIT Gandhinagar and NID. We had Chief Innovation Officer, Government of India with us on the advisory committee. I welcome all these members. I welcome senior official from different organizations of Government of India. We have our officials from KVS, NVS, CBSE, and we have delegates from across the world. We have some certain participation from countries beyond India, and there are very good sessions that we are going to see. So for all this good deliberation and in this inaugural session, we are joined by our joint director, principals from Regional Institute of Education and heads of department by different units of NCERT. So I welcome them also on this 2 days webinar. And in this 2 days webinar, the deliberation will include presentation from many scholars, educationists, teacher educators, many practitioners at the school level. They will also be showcasing their idea, their good practices. And we have different sessions. We have session on toys in different civilizations, learning different concepts with toys, toy-based pedagogy. We have session for toys and games to play, make and learn, and toys to address different societal concerns. We all know that National Education Policy 2020 talks about fun-based learning and toy-based learning, in the sense that at the foundational stage, children should be stressed very less or the least by any kind of content loading. Instead, they should be given opportunity of playing and learning while playing this is the focus that national education policy shows to us. So with that motto, under the aegis of Government of India, Ministry of Education, NCERT thought of holding this webinar, and on this occasion of inaugural session, I welcome you all again for these 2 days deliberations, presentations, and with this I thank you for attending this inaugural session. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, sir. Time to know more about this webinar and why are we gathered here. So I would like to invite respected Professor Jyotsina Tiwari, Madam, Head Department of Gender Studies, NCERT, and the coordinator of this webinar.
Thank you, Rahul. Thanks a lot. A very good morning to all of you. On behalf of the NCERT and on behalf of myself, a very warm greetings to all the participants who have joined us today from different locations on the first day of the international webinar on toys and games to play, make and learn. Namaste to all the dignitaries who are present here. Dr. Rajkumar Ranjan Singh, Minister of State for Education, Ministry of Education, Government of India. Keynote speaker, Harshad Bhai Shah, Vice Chancellor, Children's University, Gandhinagar. Srimati Anita Karwal, Secretary, Department of School Education and Literacy, Ministry of Education. Professor Sridhar Srivastav, Director, NCERT. Professor Amrendra Behra, Joint Director, Central Institute of Educational Technology, CIT. Senior officials and officials from autonomous organizations of Ministry of Education. All colleagues from NCERT, once again, I welcome you all. We all know that playing with toys, irrespective of their cost, brand, material, children play with anything. It's a part of their natural growth. The Indian subcontinent has had a living tradition of making toys since last 5,000 years, as we find toy clusters all around the country, even today. It is a timeless tradition. These toys have not only been made for children to play with, but they also were part of decorations during festivals and ceremonies, including weddings. However, the industry of traditional handmade toys seem to be dying. They have been replaced by colorful, cheap plastic toys, largely manufactured by the unrecognized sector, without any health and environmental standards. Very often, these toys are highly toxic and made with non-biodegradable recycled plastic, which is harmful to the children's health. There have been ready-made toys which children improvise as toys, and while playing with them, they learn. They learn by exploring, experimenting, and experiencing right from the very early stage. They are used to give practical experiences of day-to-day skills to children. These toys varied from colorful rattles, animals, birds, fruits, vegetables, dolls to balls, whistles, carts, cars, etc., etc. These were made from locally available materials, unbreakable, and were eco-friendly. Today, there is also need to promote the rural and indigenous craft industry and encourage buying eco-friendly, locally manufactured products for day-to-day consumption. With design and technological interventions, the indigenous toy industry must get a boost. Toys and games in education can be for all. Children of different age groups, children can play with them, they remake them, they learn them from the toys, having pedagogical implications. Toy-based pedagogy can have learning experience and joyful for students who can innovate and create toys as well. And games in the middle and secondary school, they can explore and document toy-making clusters in the different regions. Even after school, they can learn to rethink and reinvent designing and making toys in various institutions, which can lead to either explore and experiment more. They can be entrepreneurs as well. These were some of the themes which have given shape to this webinar and will be addressed in the 2 days of deliberations, where scholars, researchers, teacher educators, teachers, designers, and institutions will present their papers, hands-on and case studies, and discuss the above issues. There was an overwhelming response from teachers, scholars, designers, etc. And there were more than 60 abstracts which we received from them. And it was very difficult to select out of these. However, we selected some 20 abstracts, and they will be presenting their full papers in 4 technical sessions, which are research and experiment based. There were also many case studies and hands-on that we received the proposals, and it was very difficult to accommodate all of them in between the technical sessions as we have these hands-on sessions. These will be shown through pre-recorded videos where the senders will showcase their initiative, presenters will showcase their initiatives. More than 1,000 teachers registered online for the webinar, and many more showed their interest. This event could have been more vibrant with many more sessions and live demonstrations, parallel sessions, interactions between different groups, but due to the current situation, as we all the world over are suffering, going through this difficult situation, this is being organized virtually. Many of the events could have taken place, but we can look forward for the sunshine and have them as a reality sometime later. I thank everyone who has been supporting and helping us throughout whatever ways they could to make this successful. Many institutions, individuals, organizing teams, technical team have supported us in this endeavor, and we thank, on behalf of myself and NCRT, I thank all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam. Now I would request our guest of honor, respected Srimati Anita Karwal, Madam, Secretary, Department of School Education and Literacy, Ministry of Education, Government of India, to share her views on this important and vast topic.
Thank you. Honorable Minister of State for Education, Dr. Rajkumar Ranjan Singh ji, Dr. Harshad Shah from Gandhinagar Children's University, Dr. Sridhar Srivastava, Changson, my colleague, who's Joint Secretary Institutions, and the pushing force in the ministry for all activities relating to toys, Dr. Behra, members of the expert group who helped us see this day and who are working very hard since the last almost a year on formulating a toy-based pedagogy for India, and all the delegates, national as well as international. A very warm welcome to all of you on this cold wintry morning. We are very glad that all of you could join us. I thought I would try and put the context straight about why we are here today, how we came here, and what is the way forward that we are looking at in the ministry. It is no less than the Honorable Prime Minister of India who has actually initiated this whole work of introducing toy-based pedagogy in the national curriculum framework of the country. We will be the first country in the world which will actually have a detailed toy-based pedagogy, not only for the foundational stages, but from preschool to grade 12. This is something which is very unique, and we are very glad that it is happening in our country, which has a very rich civilization, as Dr. Tiwari was saying, of toys. You know, we started off in the Indus Valley civilization more than 5,000 years back, when we have discovered toys, and you can see them in the museum at Lothal, for example, in Gujarat. Though we have not been able to decipher the script of the Indus Valley civilization, but I'm sure that the script also would be mentioning about how toys had become a part of daily life in that civilization. We have also discovered several games like Pachisi and Shatranj, which you are all aware of. And these are games which are slowly losing their, their hold on our children. And there was a reason why these games were there. When we want to talk about creativity and collaboration and critical thinking in our children as 21st century skills, believe me, these games were there in India for so many years. actually inculcating these skills in those centuries, many, many centuries back. Then came the National Education Policy last year in 2020, where the National Education Policy has provided for a definitive shift in school education at all levels by focusing on curricular and pedagogical changes in 4 stages, as you are all aware, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. There is a specific mention of play and discovery-based learning for the foundational years and for the preparatory years. There is a specific mention of use of puzzles and games for the teaching of mathematics at all levels, preschool to grade 12. There is also a specific mention of the Indian knowledge system, including the games and toys that were used in our society, in our culture, for the purpose of teaching children. There is also a specific mention that curriculum and pedagogy should be strongly rooted in the ethos and context of the nation. So given this whole backdrop, and also when we look at ICT, there is a specific mention of gamification of Indian art and culture, and to use that kind of gamification for the purpose of teaching and learning. So given this huge context of the National Education Policy, we have, as you know, started working on preparing the National Curriculum Framework under a committee which is headed by no less than Dr. Kasturi Rangan himself. Now, this steering committee is working on the 4 stages of curriculum, the 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. And for each stage, the committee aims to or aspires to actually lay down the kind of pedagogy which will be used for curricular transactions. And toy-based pedagogy is figuring as one of the most important pedagogies for engaging our children in joyful education. And if you see the spirit of the whole National Education Policy, it talks about bringing out the uniqueness, the unique potential of every child. And that is only possible in a joyful ecosystem of education. The moment the ecosystem becomes stressful, strenuous, anxiety-creating, the unique potential of the child is going to actually get completely missed out. The child will not be able to blossom in the manner that we want the child to blossom. So given this background, we had actually formed an expert committee, a working group of experts in NCERT for the preparation of the toy-based pedagogy. The members, I believe, have joined here. Dr. Harshad Shah's representatives were also part of this. We had Manish Jain, we had Dr. Anju Kaur, we had several experts. We had experts from NID, etc., who were a part of this, and they have created a document which will be released shortly, and which is actually going to be one of the most unique documents for not only this country's schools, teachers, and stakeholders to study, but for the international community to study and understand how toys can become a part of teaching and learning. To begin with, like the National Education Policy says, that there should be a 3 months school readiness module so that children who have not gone through preschool education do not fall short when they join school. So to begin with, we have actually prepared the 3-month Vidya Pravesh or the school readiness module. And this is entirely based on activities. This is something which you can see on our website. It is based on games, on gamification, on puzzles, on all kinds of activities that a child can do in the form of play. So this is something which is our first attempt at introducing toy-based pedagogy into the system. Secondly, when we finally complete the National Curriculum Framework at the end of this year and we start implementing it from the next academic session, that would be one of the biggest contributions that we would be making towards pedagogy by the use of toys. I only want to mention in the end that we are not only talking about using indigenous toys, which are available in toy clusters or in the local region. We are also talking about making of toys by children to develop their psychomotor skills, their cognitive skills, and to also help them develop their creativity, critical thinking skills of the 21st century. We recently had a hackathon for preparation of toys. I think it was almost a year back, that is last year in February, wherein we had invited students from class 6 onwards, 2 PhDs, to participate in what we called as Toycathon, that is preparation of toys for the purpose of teaching and learning, gamification. More than 70% of the participants were from schools. And of course, we had participants from higher education as well. Some wonderful toys got made in the process. And most of the toys are either rooted in the Indian cultural context or they are rooted in the Indian social context. Indian context of what is required by the disadvantaged sections of the society, the context of what is required for future of this country, etc. I came to know just last week when I was attending a similar forum with the higher education department that out of the 80 odd winning toys or the Toycathon winners, I think almost 50% have found the private sector support for taking the toys forward. And the rest also had some kind of engagement and which would eventually lead to a fruitful success for these children also. So it is really interesting how toys have actually now become the talk in our drawing rooms. The toys have become a part of children's competitions, a part of hackathons, startups, etc. It is important we link toys to startups and innovation. It is important we link it to education, to teaching and learning, for toys to become a part of our civilization and society once again, as it was several thousand years ago. With these words, I thank you thank all of you for joining us today and look forward to very, very fruitful discussions in the coming 1.5 to 2 days. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Time to move ahead in this session, and I would be very happy to invite our guest, respected Dr. Harshad P. Shah sir, Vice Chancellor, Children's University, Gandhinagar, for the keynote address of this session.
उपस्थित सभी महानुभावों, डिग्निटरीज और सभी प्रतिभागी जो इसमें ज्वाइन हुए हैं, सबका हार्दिक स्वागत है, अभिवादन है। और मुझे इस बहुत अच्छे आयोजन का एक पार्ट बनाया है, तो आई एम वेरी हैप्पी टू शेयर सम न्यूज़ विथ यू। मुझे लगता है कि जो पूरे देश से बहुत प्रतिभागी, बहुत पार्टिसिपेंट्स इसमें जुड़े हुए हैं, तो सभी लोगों के लिए जो कुछ मैं कुछ कहना चाहूँगा, उसमें शुरुआत करूँगा मैं ग्लोबल जो सिनेरियो है हमारा। तो ग्लोबल टॉय मार्केट साइज दैट इज $129.45 billion, and that is amounting to 9,60,288 crore worth Indian rupees. Indian toy industry, as against that, Indian toy industry is having a very nominal share, very nominal. That is amounting to 1.5 billion and amounting to 11,000 crore. That is very, very nominal, very negligible part in the global toy industry. So that is amounting to 1.15% of the total global market. अभी इसमें 90% हमारी जो 1.15 जो हमारा शेयर है 11,000 करोड़ का, उसके अंदर हमारे देश में 90% तो अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड सेक्टर है, तो एसएसआई कह सकते हैं या तो कॉटेज इंडस्ट्रीज कह सकते हैं। मगर ऑर्गेनाइज्ड सेक्टर में तो एमएसएमई के अंतर्गत, उसके शेल्टर के अंतर्गत केवल 4,000 यूनिट्स आर कवर्ड। तो पूरे देश में 4,000 यूनिट्स जो है काम करने वाले हैं, उसमें हमारा कंट्रीब्यूशन बहुत कम है। और इसीलिए 22 अगस्त को आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जब एक मीटिंग ली कुछ लोगों की, 8-10 लोगों की, उसमें उन्होंने जो मार्गदर्शन दिया था, वो मार्गदर्शन के तहत उन्होंने बहुत सारे बिंदु बताए, बहुत सारा अच्छा मार्गदर्शन दिया। और 22 अगस्त 2020 और 30 अगस्त को उन्होंने एक मन की बात में एक बात बताई थी, और इसमें पूरे देश को टॉय के बारे में उन्होंने बताया था। तो मेरे ख्याल से अभी थोड़ा सा मैं विषय पर आऊं तो इसमें क्या जो बच्चों के विकास पर क्या प्रभाव होता है, बहुत अच्छे अच्छे बिंदु आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के मार्गदर्शन के अनुसार, और कुछ और हमने जो सोचा उसको सबको सम्मिलित करते हुए, सबको मिलाते हुए मैं कुछ 20-22 बिंदु बोलूंगा कि जरा आप ध्यान से सुनिएगा। एक तो है कठिन विषय, बच्चों के लिए जो कठिन विषय जो कहलाते हैं, गणित, विज्ञान जैसे, उनको समझना आसान हो जाता है थ्रू टॉयज। और वी आर एक्सपीरियंसिंग दैट इन आवर चिल्ड्रंस यूनिवर्सिटी। बच्चे अधिक संगठित हो जाते हैं खेलते खेलते, गेम्स एंड प्ले, ये टॉयज के माध्यम से जब एक साथ खेलते हैं तो अधिक वो संगठित होते हैं, आपस में मेलझोल बनता है, उनका कोऑर्डिनेशन बनता है। बच्चे एक दूसरे की देखभाल करते हैं, मिल बांट के रहते हैं, और एक दूसरे का सम्मान भी करना सीख जाते हैं। वे स्वच्छता भी अपनाते हैं और स्वच्छता के महत्व को भी समझते हैं। उनकी निर्णय लेने की क्षमता में इंप्रूवमेंट होता है, जो डिसीजन पावर है वो उनका बहुत अच्छा रहता है। वे समस्याओं को हल करने के लिए और नए रचनात्मक तरीके, न्यू थॉट्स, न्यू आइडियाज, कंस्ट्रक्टिव आइडियाज दे कैन डेवलप। सबसे बढ़कर जो होता है वो ईमानदारी है, खेल भावना है, धैर्य है, करुणा है, साहस है। ऐसे बहुत सारे गुण विकास, वर्च्यूज से विकसित होते हैं। वे गेम्स के माध्यम से हार भी स्वीकार करना जानते हैं और जीत को भी पचा सकते हैं। ये बहुत बड़ी बात होती है। तालियों से विजेता की प्रशंसा भी कर सकते हैं, उससे ज्ञानार्जन होता है। सबसे बड़ी बात तो ये है कि ज्ञानार्जन जो है उसमें कितने विषय सीख सकते हैं, जो मैंने थोड़े से लिस्ट आउट किए हैं। They can learn mathematics, they can learn science, they can learn astrophysics, history, languages, values and culture, yoga, social science, technology, ancient heritage of the country, sports and music. There are so many subjects the children can learn out of this. A very joyful learning process can be developed. उनकी तार्किक सोच में, जो लॉजिकल थिंकिंग है, उसमें भी उनका विकास होता है। चुनौतियों का सामना करना जानते हैं और प्रतिस्पर्धा भी उत्पन्न होती है, कॉम्पिटिशन पावर भी होता है। ग्रहण शक्ति, रिसेप्शन पावर जो उनका होता है वो भी बढ़ता है। उनकी अवलोकन शक्ति भी बढ़ती है। स्थानिक जागरूकता बढ़ती है। दे कैन नो द लोकल पीपल, लाइक किसान है, कारीगर है, दूध वाला है, और धोबी है, ऐसे बहुत सारे लोगों को जान सकता है। We can prepare the toys like that to make them understand, to make them know about their importance in the social life. समस्या समाधान का जो कौशल है, समस्याओं को निवारण करने का, वो भी बढ़ता है। गणित कौशल्य प्राप्त होता है। स्वयं काम करने की निपुणता में सुधार होता है। जीवन मूल्यों को बढ़ावा दिया जा सकता है। वैल्यूज ऑफ लाइफ, इथिकल लाइफ डेवलप होती है। कारीगरों के योगदान के बारे में जागरूक होते हैं। इतिहास और विरासत, बेहतर धारणा उनमें हासिल होती है। कुछ और भी बेनिफिट्स मैं बताऊं आपको। 3 बेनिफिट्स बहुत ज्यादा है, जिसमें बच्चों को मोबाइल फोन से हम एडिक्ट होने से बचा सकते। यदि ये इसको विकास करते हैं तो मोबाइल से थोड़ा सा हम उनको दूर रख सकते हैं। ये इनफॉर्मल एजुकेशन, अनौपचारिक शिक्षा है। इनफॉर्मल एजुकेशन के कारण जो एक प्रकार का टेंशन रहता है, भार रहता है, दबाव रहता है, स्ट्रेस रहता है, वो नहीं रहेगा उनको। और कब उनको आ जाएगा सीखते सीखते, ये उनको पता भी नहीं चलता है और वो सीख जाते हैं। और उनका बचपन जो है वो मस्ती से वो अपना विकास कर सकते हैं। अब मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा हमारे कोऑर्डिनेटर को, तिवारी जी को, ज्योत्सना बहन को, या जो भी ऑपरेट करते हो, हमारा थोड़ा सा वीडियो प्रेजेंटेशन भी प्रेजेंट करेंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा। प्लीज स्टार्ट द प्रेजेंटेशन। Let it be spread over the screen. थोड़ा सा बड़ा कर दीजिए। Yeah. So let us have a look on the presentation that we have made for this particular webinar by using this technology like 3D printer, virtual reality, augmented reality, robotics, CNC router, and laser engraving. The department is developing new and innovative toys for the children. This is the picture of Children's University Lab, which we have created here in our Children's University, Gandhinagar. Next, please. Next, please. Our skill development program, what kind of things we can do in our toy house and the toy lab, that we have presented here. Toy designing different kind of toys by using modern software. So technology का भी बहुत अच्छा उपयोग अभी हो सकता है, हम कर रहे हैं. We have created two courses. One is for the children, toy making and joyful learning. This is the title of the course that we have developed. ये आप देख सकते हैं कि बच्चे हमारे जो है इसमें प्रवृत्त है. They are concentrating on toy making process. रोबोटिक्स भी डेवलप किया है, रोबोटिक्स फन, टॉयज फॉर द फन. हमारा जो दूसरा कोर्स है वो दैट इज फॉर इनोवेशन इन टॉय बेस्ड पेडागोजी एंड दैट इज मेंट फॉर द टीचर्स. फर्दर प्लीज. नेक्स्ट. You can see earlier slides. This is the 3D printer that we have started using to create some very good models of the toys. Mechanical tools training also we are giving. You can see the tool station. Child will learn to use these tools for their routine needs. Drone making, child will be exposed to fly drone and create memorable moments by making gliders. तो ये विमान, ग्लाइडर्स, ड्रोन, ये सब भी टेक्नोलॉजी के माध्यम से हम उनके सिद्धांत बड़ी सरलता से सिखा सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. दिस इज द मोस्ट वांटेड एलिमेंट एट प्रेजेंट इन आवर present scenario, social life. The animation plays a vital role. Animation and visual effects. By this, children will be learning the animation and VFX technology by using, they can create cartoons and animated movies. Art and crafts. Waste paper और जो waste things हैं हमारे घर में जो available है, easily available, उनके माध्यम से वो प्लास्टिक और वेस्ट पेपर एंड प्लास्टिक्स आर बीइंग कन्वर्टेड इनटू इनोवेटिव टॉयज एट होम. अपने घर में बना सकते हैं. गेम स्टूडियो आप देख सकते हैं. चिल्ड्रन विल बी प्लेइंग बाय स्मार्ट गेम्स व्हिच डेवलप देयर माइंड्स. प्लीज. नेक्स्ट. कोडिंग, ये भी हमने अभी सिखाना शुरू कर दिया है. कोडिंग इज वेरी नेसेसरी. Children will learn different programs, software programs, languages for software application development through coding. And carpentry is also necessary to manufacture the toys. इसमें करना क्या है कि जो हमारा एक कंसेप्ट है बहुत महत्वपूर्ण, तो खिलौना जो जब छोटे बच्चों के हाथ में आता है तो वो सबसे पहले तो उसको तोड़ना चाहता है कि ये दौड़ता कैसे, ये भागता कैसे है। तो ये उसको समझ में नहीं आ रहा उसकी टेक्नोलॉजी, इसमें क्या होता है, इसके अंदर क्या होता है, तो वो उसको तोड़ने का मन होता है, वो तोड़ के देखना चाहता है। तो तोड़ो फोड़ो और जोड़ो, तोड़ो फोड़ो और जोड़ो, ये जो है एक प्रोसेस बच्चों की रहती है। तो ये कारपेंट्री के माध्यम से आप देखते हैं कि वुडन टॉयज भी हम अच्छी तरह से बना सकते हैं। और हम यहाँ पर वुडन टॉयज के अंतर्गत जो हमारे ट्रेडिशनल टॉयज हैं उसके अंतर्गत हम टेक्नोलॉजी और आधुनिक जो भी मैकेनिज्म है, इलेक्ट्रिकल एंड कम्युनिकेशन है, ये सब जोड़ करके हमने हमारी टॉय लैब में शुरू किया है। फर्दर नेक्स्ट, तो ये आप देख सकते हैं कि हमारे यहाँ एक टॉय हाउस बना हुआ है। एक टॉय हाउस वी हैव gathered 450 plus games for the people who can play from the age 3 years to 70 years, and that is very joyful station in our university. And so many places we can create such toy houses and toy lab. Very recently we have started work of big toy house in the area of 22,500 square feet. That also further I will show it in slide. Next, please. Action games, we should prepare action games also, because it is most likely to the children. Mathematical games we can create, puzzle games we can create, and further next. So puzzle games will develop their mind, develop their IQ. Strategical games also very necessary, because they will also create very good IQ quotient, and the IQ games also are available. Further next, please. These games, educational games and creative games, all these type of games we have collected in our toy house, toy lab, and we are manufacturing that also. Next, please. One toy museum is also necessary, because that will be giving some visual effect to the children. How many kinds of toys can be there, and the variety and the distinguished toys that will be available to the children to play. आप देख सकते हो हमारी एक टॉय वैन हमारी बनी हुई है with the help of BPCL. We have created a toy van. Such toy van will be in 4 number. Another 3 vans also are in process. So toy van kaho ya toy library kaho, this is moving in entire area, surrounding area, and till now 30 schools have been visited, government schools, and in all these government schools we have joined the children in learning and playing through games and toys. Further next, please. Toy testing laboratory भी हम खड़ा करने वाले हैं toy house में. We will create toy laboratory, toy manufacturing unit, and toy museum, and toy library. Further next, manufacturing facility for budding entrepreneurs. ये भी बहुत आवश्यक है, और इन सब फैसिलिटीज को लेकर के हम टॉय हाउस में खड़ा करने वाले हैं. आगे नेक्स्ट प्लीज. चिल्ड्रंस प्ले एरिया which is going to be in our toy house. It is a proposed picture or proposed planning for our toy house. Over. उसके बाद में हाँ, ये देखिए there will be fun how our children are coming to the children's university and playing. They are busy with the playing and learning through toys. Next, please. We are learning through toys. The children say we are learning through toys by making and joyful learning. This is the course that we have provided to these children. Okay, next. These are also the similar kind of pictures. Innovators and creators of tomorrow. ये बच्चे जो हैं भविष्य के हमारे कलाकार हैं, भविष्य के निर्माता हैं और अच्छे अच्छे इंडिजिनस टॉय निर्माण करके हमारे भारत को आत्मनिर्भर भारत ये बनाए हैं. Next, please. We have created MOUs for this purpose. Specifically, we have created a department of toy innovation and toy innovation department के साथ हमने ऐसी बहुत सारी संस्थाओं को जोड़ा है. BPCL है, SSIP है, गुजकोस्ट है, CD सेंटर फॉर एंटरप्रेन्योर डेवलपमेंट है, SSIT है, BGEC है और GEC है. इन सब लोगों को हमने हमारे साथ जोड़ा है and we want to create a big scenario. We want to create a good environment for the toys. Next, please. Thank you very much. अब मैं कुछ after this presentation, I would like to say something very important, and that is हम जो एक कंसेप्ट चिल्ड्रन के डेवलपमेंट के लिए, बच्चों के विकास के लिए बहुत अच्छा कंसेप्ट मैं आपको कहना चाहता हूँ. उनके 4 माध्यम हो सकते हैं. 4 मीडिया, 4 ways to develop the children. एक है गीत, that is songs, children songs. दूसरा है वार्ता, stories. तीसरा है खेल, रमत, games. और चौथा है खिलौने. तो ये 4 जो माध्यम है ये बच्चों के लिए इनफॉर्मल एजुकेशन के लिए बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण आयाम है और इसके लिए हमने टॉयज इंडस्ट्री को बहुत ही बढ़ावा देना आवश्यक. They are practicing their motor skills. बच्चे क्या कर सकते हैं? They are practicing their motor skills and becoming more adept at hand and eye coordination. उनका hand eye coordination बढ़ता है. Toys that require them to push, pull, grab, pinch, turn, or otherwise use their hands and body to make it do needful something are instrumental in a children's growth. Different toys will teach the children different cognitive skills. For example, a board game helps them develop concentration and memory, while building blocks will help them solving problems. हमारे बच्चों को टॉयज के माध्यम से, खिलौनों के माध्यम से क्या सीखेंगे? एक बहुत अच्छी बात मैं बताना चाहूंगा. लर्निंग विथ टॉयज which will provide fun, creativity, social awareness, concentration, imagination power, environmental awareness, motor and sensory skills, mental and psychological development. All this kind of development is possible through toys. और मैं कहना चाहूँगा इस माध्यम से कि हमारे देश में जो 53,000 आंगनवाड़ी चलती हैं, ये 53,000 आंगनवाड़ी में यदि हम टॉयज को प्रमोट करते हैं, और एक छोटा छोटा टॉय हाउस यदि बनाते हैं और वहाँ करीब 100 टॉयज भी ऐसा रख देते हैं कि जिसके माध्यम से ये 3 to 6 के जो बच्चे वहाँ आते हैं, 3 से 6 साल के बच्चे, वे वहाँ बहुत अच्छी तरह से डेवलप हो पाएंगे, उनकी संख्या भी बढ़ेगी. और ये जो सिखाने वाले जो आंगनवाड़ी की कार्यकर्ता है या आंगनवाड़ी की कार्यकर्ता या जो भी वहाँ बहनें रहती हैं, उनकी टीचर्स रहती हैं, वो टॉयज के माध्यम से बहुत अच्छा काम कर पाएगी और बच्चों को एक प्रकार से आकर्षण रहेगा, एक्शन रहेगा। बहुत बड़ी इफेक्ट इसकी ये हो सकती है हमारी टॉयज इंडस्ट्रीज की। 4 प्रकार की शक्ति हम निर्माण कर सकते हैं। एक होगी बाल शक्ति, बच्चों की ताकत बढ़ेगी। दूसरा होगा परिवार शक्ति बढ़ेगी, परिवारों की ताकत बढ़ेगी, क्योंकि परिवार जो है एक अपने अपने ही देश के खिलौने यदि बच्चों को देंगे, उससे खेलने के लिए प्रेरित करेंगे, उससे कुछ सीखेंगे, उनके साथ खेलेंगे यदि परिवार के लोग, तो बच्चों मतलब परिवार भी स्ट्रेंथ होता है। बच्चे की शक्ति, एक बाल शक्ति, परिवार की शक्ति, और तीसरी जो है वो सर्जन शक्ति, क्रिएटिविटी पावर बढ़ेगा। पूरे देश में एक माहौल बनेगा। हमारे देश में कई सारी डिजाइनिंग एंड आर्किटेक्चरल कॉलेजेस हैं, ITI है, IIT है, और ये इन सब के माध्यम से यदि डिजाइनिंग ठीक कर ली जाए, उनको अच्छी कल्पनाएं दी जाए और बहुत अच्छे अच्छे खिलौने यदि बनाए जाते हैं, देश में एक प्रकार से हमारे ही देश में इंडिजिनस मटेरियल से इंडिजिनस टॉयज बनेंगे और ये एक बहुत बड़ी सिद्धि हो सकती है। हाँ, उसके लिए समय लग सकता है, के लिए शायद 2-3 साल भी लग जाए, मगर we have to be very fast to make up the toy industry in global market. चौथी जो ताकत है, fourth strength that will be cultivated, that is अर्थ शक्ति। इकोनॉमिकल पावर बढ़ेगा, देश का पैसा जो है वो बाहर नहीं जाएगा। We are not going to import the toys henceforth, and we should develop our own toys. हमारे देश का पैसा देश में ही रहेगा, तो ये बहुत बड़ी अर्थ शक्ति की इकोनॉमिक पावर बढ़ेगा देश का। मुझे लगता है कि ये जो इसमें ये 2 दिन के सेमिनार में जो भी प्रेजेंटेशन करने वाले लोग हैं, वो बहुत ही अच्छे विषय पर काम करने वाले, अपना प्रेजेंटेशन प्रस्तुत करने वाले। तो we will have very broad dimensions, और बहुत ही विस्तार से नई क्षितिजों का स्पर्श हम करेंगे, और ये एक बहुत बड़ी इंडस्ट्री को हम बढ़ावा देने के लिए ये वेबिनार, ये सेमिनार एक अच्छा सा माध्यम बन जाएगा। This will be the path to create the new dimensions and the new creation करने के लिए ये वेबिनार का बहुत महत्वपूर्ण उपयोग रहेगा, ऐसा मुझे लगता है। और ऐसे वेबिनार को आयोजित करने के लिए हमारे गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के साथ जुड़ी हुई हमारी मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एजुकेशन और NCERT जैसे ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं, और इनके जिन लोगों ने ये आयोजन किया है, सभी को मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ, मेरा आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। सभी जो पूरे देश से जुड़े हुए हैं, इन सभी लोगों का धन्यवाद और अभिवादन करते हुए मैं अपनी इस बात को समाप्त करता हूँ।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आभार महोदय, आपके विचार और आपकी योजना से आपने हमें अवगत कराया। आपका बहुत बहुत आभार। Now we have a message from our chief guest, Honorable Minister of State for Education, Government of India, Dr. Rajkumar Ranjan Singh sir. So I request my technical team to share a video and listen his valuable thoughts.
Loving greetings to the respected Raj Yogini Dadi, Dr. Ratna Mohoni ji, the Chief Administrator of Brahma Kumaris, and the brothers and sisters assembled at the venue. I am happy to know that the Brahma Kumaris institution, an international spiritual organization, is working in 140 countries for the development of human values and their inclusion and practical application in the education system.
2 दिनों का कार्यक्रम है जिसमें हमारे पास कुछ सेशंस भी होंगे। कुछ तकनीकी खराबी के कारण हमारा जो है कार्यक्रम अभी होल्ड पर है। मैं आपको बता दूं कि हमारे इस इनॉग्रल सेशन की समाप्ति के तुरंत बाद ही हम अपना तकनीकी सत्र शुरू करेंगे, विच इज़ अ टेक्निकल सेशन 1, और उसके बाद आप हमारे साथ 2 दिनों तक लगातार बने रहेंगे, ऐसी आपसे आशा है, आपसे निवेदन है। और हमारे पास इसके बाद हैंड्स ऑन प्रेजेंटेशंस भी होंगे। एंड इन द टेक्निकल सेशन 2 we'll be having the topic learning different concepts with toys, toy based pedagogy. And we have our third session in the evening, toy design education, courses and careers. And if we talk about day 2, so tomorrow we'll have session 4, first session of tomorrow, in which we will be talking about toys to play, make and learn. And in the second session, after that, we'll be having a presentation, hands-on, and technical session 5, second session of tomorrow, will be for toys to address different societal concerns. And technical session 6, which will be the third session of tomorrow, innovative toys and technology. And then we will be having the valedictory session. So with these 2 days, definitely we will have something very very important and concrete for the entire education system. जैसा कि अभी हमारे कीनोट एड्रेस में हमारे अतिथि डॉक्टर हर्षद पी शाह जी ने भी बताया कि बच्चे जो है न सिर्फ इनोवेटर हैं बल्कि क्रिएटर हैं आने वाले कल के। और उनका जो टॉय म्यूज़ियम की जो उनकी योजना है, जिसमें 450 से अधिक खिलौने वहाँ पर उन्होंने एकत्र किए हैं, जिसमें 3 वर्ष से लेकर 70 वर्ष तक की आयु के व्यक्ति जो है न सिर्फ अपने आप को एंगेज रख सकते हैं बल्कि कुछ ना कुछ नवाचार कर सकते हैं। हम सब जानते हैं कि इनोवेशन आज के समय में सबसे बड़ी ज़रूरत है, सबसे बड़ी आवश्यकता है। जैसा कि हमारे यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री जी भी कहते हैं कि हम आत्मनिर्भर बने, भारत आत्मनिर्भर बने और भारत का विश्व पटल पर नाम हो। उसके लिए सबसे ज़्यादा आवश्यक है कि किस तरह से, किस प्रकार से हम अपने बच्चों को जो एजुकेशन सिस्टम है उसको बदलने की हम बात करें। उसमें नवाचार खिलौनों के ज़रिए यदि आता है, हम सभी जानते हैं कि 5000 साल पुरानी सभ्यता हमारी जो रही है, जिसमें टॉयज़, जिसमें खिलौनों ने एक महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाई है। और आज यदि हम कोई एंशिएंट आर्ट फॉर्म देखते हैं जिसमें हम खिलौने की जो बनावट है, वो जो खिलौनों के बनने का जो इतिहास रहा है उसकी ओर देखें, तो जो हमारे पूर्वज हैं वो अपनी इस कला को आगे लेकर आ रहे हैं। पीढ़ी दर पीढ़ी चीज़ें आगे चल रही हैं। जैसे हमारी पारंपरिक लोक कलाएं हैं, वैसे ही हमारी पारंपरिक लोक कलाओं में खिलौने भी हैं। यदि आप कुछ राज्यों की यात्रा करेंगे तो आप पाएंगे कि वहाँ पर आप उस राज्य की जो सांस्कृतिक छटा है उससे जब आप रूबरू होते हैं, वहाँ पर आप जो है ये चीज़ें देख पाएंगे। मैंने भी जब इसके बारे में पढ़ा तो मुझे भी ये जिज्ञासा हुई कि क्यों ना मैं भी भारत की ऐसी यात्रा करूं जिसमें कि मैं खिलौनों के बारे में जानूं। और जब हम भारत के खान पान की, भारत की विविधता की बात करते हैं, भारत के पहनावे की बात करते हैं, इसी प्रकार हमारे पास खिलौनों की भी एक विविधता है। तो मैं आपको यदि इस विविधता से परिचित कराने का एक लघु प्रयास यहाँ पर करूँ, तो यदि हम चंडीगढ़ चलते हैं तो वहाँ पर वुडन बोर्ड्स होते हैं, शोकेस जिसकी होते हैं, वुडन जाली, सनमाइका बोर्ड्स और गॉड स्टैचूज़ जो है वो आपको मिलेंगे। उत्तराखंड में जब आप जाएंगे वुडन टॉय मेकिंग आपको मिलेगी। उड़ीसा में यदि आप जाते हैं तो पेपर मेड टॉयज़, क्ले टॉयज़, वुडन टॉयज़ एंड एप्लिक। एंड इफ़ वी मूव टू झारखंड, देयर आर वुडन टॉयज़, पेंटेड क्लोथ डॉल्स, टॉय आर्चरी। एंड इफ़ वी मूव टू केरला, तो वहाँ का जो पारंपरिक लोक कलाएं हैं उसका प्रभाव भी हमारे खिलौने क्षेत्र पर है, जैसे कि कथकली डांस डॉल्स, यू कैन फाइंड इट देयर। सो नाउ वी हैव सॉर्टेड द प्रॉब्लम, वी हैव अ मैसेज फ्रॉम आवर चीफ गेस्ट। आइए देखते हैं हमारे माननीय मंत्री जी का संदेश आप सभी के लिए।
including educationists, designers, teachers, education and entrepreneurs who have joined from different countries in this 2 days international webinar on toys and games to play, make and learn. I also greet dignitaries present here. Dr. Harshat P. Sahaji, Vice Chancellor, Children's University, Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Srimati Anita Karwalji, Secretary, Department of Education and Literacy, Ministry of Education. Professor Sridhar Srivastavaji, Director, NCERT. Professor Amarendra Beharaji, Joint Director, Central Institute of Educational Technology, and other members of the NCERT. NCERT deserves prize for taking this initiative of organizing an international webinar with the aim to rediscover the role of toys in cognitive development of children and to promote the art of creating toy with the help of low-cost materials which are environmentally sustainable and which ignite creativity, collaborations and problem-solving skills in children. I hope that this webinar will focus on different aspects of toys and all stages of school across all subjects, pedagogical implications of toys, toys and games as learning through play and make living local tradition of toy making, courses for designing toys and games as skill courses in school education, etc. I am happy to note that in addition to discussing 6 different themes during each of the 6 technical sessions, in between the technical sessions, there will also be hand-on sessions for practitioners including teachers, educators, designers, and entrepreneurs. I am sure this format of webinar will make it highly useful. I am also see that the 6 different themes, namely toys in different civilizations and cultures, innovative toy and technology, toy to play, make and learn, learning different concepts with toys, toys-based pedagogy, toy design education courses and career, and toy to address different societal concerns selected for this webinar are very relevant and interesting. I hope that this webinar to be addressed by scholars and experts from India and other countries will be highly interactive and helpful. I hope that this international webinar will facilitate the journey of our nation towards self-sufficiency and will contribute to the economic development of the country. This is in compliance with our National Education Policy 2020 and the call for our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji for vocal for local, also leading to revival of India's local toy manufacturing culture. Toy have been a part of our civilizations and culture through which our children can explore their past. They help in understanding cultural heritage of our country and at the same time strengthening the psychomotor and emotional development of their personality. Reinventing toy from the preschool to secondary school and even higher education has a lot of relevance. Toy as a teaching learning resource has a potential to transform classroom pedagogy. Storytelling, drama show like puppetry show, enacting real life situations, etc. can easily be done using toy linking with themes in the syllabus and learning outcome. Toy-based pedagogy can easily be used by the parent as well as to make their children learn. In the later classes, students start making their own toys, whether it is by folding paper like origami, paper toy, or making clay icons or mobiles. Students at middle school can learn difficult concepts with toys. Do it yourself has become pedagogy, where students of middle and secondary classes can learn a lot in all subjects. However, we have to do a lot in these directions. I am happy to note that Ministry of Education has already taken various actions to promote toy-based pedagogy by constituting an expert group to provide guidelines or integration of toy-based pedagogy in the curriculum. Mapping of toys with competencies already done for fundamental, preparatory, middle and secondary stages across subject areas under the guidance of the expert group is a step in the right directions. Similarly, integrations of perspectives of toy-based pedagogy into the fundamental literacy, numeracy framework is also a step in the right directions. I saw that in recently concluded Kala Utsav, one of the categories was indigenous toys and games. It is good to see that after organizing a national webinar on toy-based pedagogy in November-December 2021, NCERT is organizing this international webinar. To promote toy-based pedagogy in school, more significantly required is to be given to toys, games, play activities, etc. in child's life for entertainment, learning and happiness. To promote toy-based pedagogy in school, more importance is required to be given to toys, games, play activities, etc. in children's life for entertainment, learning and happiness. This will greatly facilitate in syllabus and textbooks development across the states and union territories while integrating toy-based pedagogy. This way, further textbooks development in the states and union territories level is likely to have adequate space for regional, state, and local level toys. I wish all the success for this international webinar and warmly welcome all the participants, wishing for very fruitful deliberation during these 2 days. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you all.
Many thank you, sir. Your words will definitely help us to move ahead in this sector with the utmost positive approach. This is the time to conclude this session. So I would like to invite Joint Director, CIET, NCERT, respected Professor Amrendra Behra, sir, for the vote of thanks.
Thank you very much, Rahul. Very good morning and namaskar to all of you. Indeed, it is heartening and to be part of this international webinar on toys and games to play, make and learn, which is being organized on 2 days, 20th and 21st of January 2022 by NCERT under the aegis of Ministry of Education, Government of India. It is indeed my privilege to propose a vote of thanks to all the dignitaries who have been part and parcel of this particular event which is being organized at the international level. First of all, I thank Honorable Minister of Education for State, Government of India, Ministry of Education, Dr. Rajkumar Ranjan Singh ji, for his blessings and guidance to NCERT for organizing this 2 days international webinar. And also, sir, we are grateful to you for sparing your valuable time from your busy schedule and blessing the occasion for its successful organization. Once again, thanks a lot, sir. I also thank Madam Srimati Anita Karwalji, Honorable Secretary, Ministry of Education, Department of School Education and Literacy, Government of India, for gracing the occasion as guest of honor and also highlighting the role of toys and games in our life, especially as a pedagogy and as a practice in school education for holistic development of children. So thank you very much, madam, for gracing the occasion and sparing your valuable time for this particular 2 days webinar, inaugural session of the webinar. I also thank Dr. Harshad P. Sahaji, Vice Chancellor, Children's University, Gandhinagar in Gujarat, for gracing the occasion and also giving a keynote address to this 2 days international webinar on toy and games to play, make and learn. Sir, your guidance towards development of toys and also using toys and games as pedagogy, and also directly or indirectly also linking it to the country's economy and industry is a great idea, and we indeed are thankful to you for sparing your valuable time for this keynote address in the inaugural session. Thank you very much, sir, once again. I also thank Madam L.S. Changshanji, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Education, Government of India, for gracing the occasion and giving her active support for successful organization of this program. Also, I thank Honorable Director NCERT, Professor Sridhar Srivastavji, for giving guidance and leadership for organizing this program, both academic and administrative, and also ensuring that this webinar is spread across the globe, and we sensitize our teachers, teacher educators and other community to use toy and games as pedagogy for teaching learning process. And also I thank all the other senior officers from the Ministry of Education, including the school boards of education at the national level and at the school level, even the Commissioner KVS and the Commissioner Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti and Chairperson CBSE also, for gracing the occasion and also helping us to successfully organize this program as part of various committees. I also thank the advisory committee, organizing committee, technical team, and all other committee who has been associated with this particular 2 days webinar at the organizational level, and also discussing and finalizing the modalities for this 2 days webinar. I also thank all the other institutes, including the BISAC, Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India, for carrying this program live on 12 DTH TV channels under Prime Minister's E-Vidya program from classes 1 to 12th live. And also I thank to the director and faculty members of National Institute of Design, Ahmedabad, for their all support in visualizing and designing this particular 2 days webinar. I also thank the faculty members of Institute of Education, University School of London, for their active support and also helping us to finalize the various modalities for organization of this 2 days webinar. I also thank the Reliance Jio for transmission of this program on Jio TV app, carrying it live, and also I thank the coordinator of this program, Professor Josna Tiwari ji, Head Department of Gender Studies, for conceptualizing this today's webinar and also arranging all modalities and also looking after all the nitty-gritties for successful organization of this program. So last not least, I thank all the academic fraternity from NCERT and other institutions and the technical team of CIET, NCERT and the Department of Gender Studies for making the program organized in a systematic manner and also enabling that the successful organization of inaugural session and subsequent sessions. So thank you very much once again to all the viewers, more than 1,000 who were watching on Dish TV YouTube channel and also NCERT official YouTube channel. Thanks to all of them. And last not least, I must mention that it is not very far that if we use such kind of pedagogies in the system and such kind of ideas in the system, so time is not very far to achieve the sustainable development goal and the NEP 2020 goals in a specific manner. So thank you very much and namaskar to all of you.
Many thank you, sir. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you very much. I think thank you, everyone, and may please be with us. We are about to begin our technical session 1. This is the conclusion of only the inaugural session. So I request all the viewers and all the participants, please be with us. Our first technical session 1 will be on toys in different civilizations and cultures. And chairperson will be Sri Sachidanand Joshi sir, member secretary, Indira Gandhi National Center of Arts, New Delhi, and the moderator will be Ms. Seema S. Ojha, professor, Department of Education in Social Sciences, NCERT. Namaskar.
जाएंगे